Howdy y'all, Fast Forward 289, welcome back. So tonight, I'm gonna be upgrading this regular steel fuel line to a steel braided hose. I did it cause, for one, I got this for free, and I think it looks cool. I think it'll give a little bit of that more, I guess, performance look to the car, plus I'd rather have a hose versus the steel line on this motor. So we're gonna do that. I didn't want to cut this line. I could have done that. Instead, I went and bought this brake line, which is steel, so it's got the right fitting on it. I already went ahead and kind of bent it. I'm probably going to end up changing this to something different later, because you can see where it started kinking. I had to stop it. So that's going to cause a little bit of restriction in the flow of fuel, but it'll work for now until I can find something better that I would rather use, or until I buy a tubing bender. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off up here and then put a bubble flare on it. And then the hose will slide down and crimp on there to give something to hold to. And this will be the end that screws into the fuel pump, but we're not using this end, so don't pay attention to that. That was where I started trying something and it didn't work, so I stopped and I just did it here instead. So let's get into it. So the first thing you want to do is take this loose, your clamp. If you have the stock style fuel line like I do, you want to take this loose, and then this will pull right off here like that. No problem. Get this out of the way. All right, and then down here, we got to take this line loose from the fuel pump here, and that's where we're going to screw that adapter that I made into. So you're going to want to use a wrench like this. It's a brake line, fuel line, brake line wrench. It's a line wrench. And this will help keep it from stripping the nut out, because it grabs mostly around the nut. The line can slip through here, and then it'll grab mostly around the nut, so you don't round it off. If it's too tight, there's a nut looking piece onto the fuel pump. That's so you put another wrench down there so you don't bust the fuel pump. You can squeeze the wrenches together and break it loose. Just like that. And once you got the line loose, you can use just a regular wrench to screw it out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this off and make this work for the new fuel line. I already got this in place. We're gonna cut the end off of this. And bam, now we have a nice bubble flare, so our hose will slip on over this. The clamp can grab onto it, it won't slide off. That looks perfect. Put a little bit of Teflon tape on here, that way we'll make sure we get a good seal. Like I said, this isn't really exactly ideal for how I want it. It's all right for now, but I'm gonna clean this up better later on. I'm gonna get a better fitting for that, but for now this will work. All right, good to go. Okay, so I went ahead and routed how I want this to go. And anytime you're routing for hosing, you want to leave a little bit of extra just for future references in case you change something. You may need a little bit extra length of hose or whatever, but I got it pretty much the way that I want it. We're going to take this and hopefully these will cut this. I'll give a little bit of extra just in case. It cut it, but he didn't like it. So I can clean that up. And we'll just take this and clean it up a little bit so it ain't so rough. I'll put some tape around it to hold everything in place. Plus these clamps help hold it. Because the way these clamps work, the line goes in here and it crimps down on the stainless steel and the hose. So. And there we go. Once you put the end on it, it'll look something like that. This end's already done for you, so all you gotta do is put the other end on here and we're good to go. All right, and that is a done deal. Check that out. I also did that hose down there too. I had enough left over, thank God. So I'm gonna see if I can't find me some more clamps like this, because I think they look better, at least for this end anyway. And but that looks good. I like that sporty look to it. And now it's a flexible hose instead of that steel line. So yeah, that looks good. Once I get the motor painted black, it'll really have a nice contrast. The aluminum valve covers, I'm gonna get a different air cleaner. I'm gonna get a Ford Racing air cleaner. The motor will be black, and then you'll have that nice contrast. It'll look really good. The blue spark plug wires, it'll look really good. And this kit I got from O'Reilly's, I think was it Mr. Gasket or something? I can't remember what the brand name is. But anyway, they got it on the wall. And it's $32 for the roll, which is kind of pricey for this, but it's good thick steel braiding and a good thick rubber hose, so it's good material. And like I said, I was able to get this for free, so that's why I went ahead and got it. But it looks good. Y'all leave a comment down below and tell me what y'all think. And if you're not subscribed already, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate it. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. And as always, thank y'all for watching, and have a good night.